Hello and welcome back everyone, I'm Day-Glo Buffalo and this is Let's Play Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars, the director's cut. When we last left off, we had entered a number combination on a secret door, and we should now have access to whatever lies behind it. So, actually one thing I was just kind of crossed my mind. We had to use a mirror to reflect the light to see what's behind the door. But then when we walked up to it and we input that combination, it was done without any additional lighting, so George can see in the dark. Well, anyway, let's wait no longer and go through the door.
Before I left, though, there was one last thing to do. You won't be needing that replacement piece anymore, Countess. I found it with the children. You'll probably want to be alone for a while. I'll be out in the garden with Lopez.
George, welcome back.
Come in, George. It's good to see you again.
Is it?
Sure. What did you find in Spain?
Without Andre, we wouldn't have got this far, George.
Yeah, I know. The clues led to an underground chamber at the bottom of a well. The Templars had left a tapestry showing a chessboard. The white pieces were vastly outnumbered. There was a stream running across the board, and a Templar knight on a horse.
Does it mean anything to you, Andre?
No, nothing.
Maybe we should tell Andre what else you found, George.
There's a map and a Latin inscription to the west at the edge of the world.
George found that in a cave in Syria.
Yeah, where the assassin almost killed me.
Then we have got the burning of Jacques de Molay and the date, 1314.
From the window of the church in Montfaucon Square, one of the few places where nobody tried to kill me.
Then we have the image of a church that George found at the excavation. I don't recall anyone trying to kill you there either, George.
And finally we have the tapestry in Spain. Did I mention I almost got killed there?
Not yet, but I'm sure you're about to.
It was only my cat-like reflexes that saved me from certain death.
Cat-like reflexes, eh?
And while I was risking life and limb, where were you, Andre? Getting your glasses fogged up over an Etruscan vase?
That's enough, boys. Can we get back to saving the world?
Of course. My apologies.
He started it.
Well, the Latin phrase are the words of Julius Caesar. He was describing the island of Britain.
Are you sure? The map didn't look much like Britain.
How come Caesar described Britain as being at the edge of the world?
To the Romans, the Mediterranean was the center of the universe. Britain was a remote, unfriendly place, inhabited by blue-painted savages.
It hasn't changed much.
They've stopped painting themselves blue.
Except when they go to a football match.
They used an extract from a plant called woad, Icetis tinctoria. The Scots were using it until fairly recently in their wars with the English.
Fairly recently? I don't recall the Scots being at war with the English. How recently are you talking about?
I believe William Wallace's men used it in the 13th century. They might well have been using it as late as...
You can't remember, can you?
1314.
Ah, we're back onto that, are we?
Andre, what is it? What do you mean?
1314 in Scotland. The Battle of Bannockburn.
That would explain the stream on the chessboard. That's what a burn is. Right, Andre? As in Bannockburn?
Right, George. And it gets better. Tradition has it that the Scots were helped by a shock force of, well, can't you guess?
Knights Templar?
Yes, a group of outlawed Templars. They are said to have turned the tide for the Scots.
And it all ends at a church in the Isle of Britain at Bannockburn in a church.
What are we waiting for? I'll call a cab.
I can't go.
Andre, you've been loads of help, but...
What George is trying to say is that you shouldn't feel guilty.
I was?
We understand you've got commitments. Oh, listen, we have to hurry. Let's go, George.
We'll see it through. Oh, and, don't worry about us.
All right, we're on a train. I don't know, I expected something more from down there in the well, but, hey, it moved the plot forward, so let's see. We have to get back to the last things we saw. Okay, hiding place. Have discovered a hidden cave and found the pathetic corpses of the missing children, grasping at the missing chess piece. So the loyal manservant must have hidden them, and they waited there, terrified and all alone for their father's return, finally dying of dehydration and starvation. Hope the De Vasconcelos curse has finally been lifted. Scotland. Train. All the clues came together and suddenly made sense. Do they? The year 1314, a church, a stream, or burn, running through the site of a massively one-sided battle. It all points to the Battle of Bannockburn, in which a small Scottish army defeated a much larger English army. Legend has it that the Scots were aided by a Templar army, so Nico and I are heading to the Church of Saint Ninians, close to the city of Stirling in Scotland, where the Battle of Bannockburn was found. Lobino couldn't come. What a shame. We can go outside, we can talk to this lady. Cannot talk to Nico.
Pardon me. She must be deaf.
Yes, my dear.
Do you know what time we're due in Stirling?
6:15, but we're running 8 minutes late.
Is that Merlin
Do you know Stirling
or
well?
Khan?
Yes, I do. Is that where you two lovebirds abound?
Yeah,
It's one of the places we thought we'd stay on our holiday.
Be sure to visit the castle, won't you?
Oh, I'm sure it's a neat place, but we are not really interested in history, are we, George?
No. Is there a church called St. Ninians at Stirling?
Yes, there is. And I know why you're going there.
You do?
Of course I do. It's obvious you're in love. You're eloping, and they say romance is dead.
Sure. It's got us just figured out. When do we get a clown nose back?
What's the book you're reading?
Oh, it's something I picked up at the station. A medieval detective story. Quite well written for that kind of thing. It's been out of print for years.
What's the title of the book?
The Crooked Crusader Caper by Molly Pegram. I assumed the author was a woman, but apparently not. His real name is...
Professor Nigel Pegram.
That's right. Do you know him?
No, I never met him.
George is a great fan of these, though.
Would you believe that this clown's nose led us to being on this train tonight?
I would indeed.
No, honestly, You would?
Certainly. You have an honest face.
Yep. That's a nose with a history, all right.
So you said.
Does the name Merlin mean anything to you?
Merlin, a master of illusions. Oh, you said Merlin? Then no, nothing.
We still have our buzzy handshake thing.
Do you know what this is?
Yes, I do. A young friend of mine shook my hand with one just the other day.
Yeah? Well, that's outrageous. He should be shot.
Perhaps. Still, his intentions were good.
I'm sorry that you've been zapped by one of these things.
You shouldn't be.
I'm pretty sure that's Khan. Anyway,
Where are you going, George?
Do I need to spell it out?
Don't snap at me. If you're going to take a leak, why don't you say so?
Okay, I'm going to take a leak. L-E-A-K.
Tickets, please.
Oh, hi.
That's a standard full-price peak return. Don't you have a senior citizen's rail card?
I rarely travel by train. My ticket is perfectly valid, is it not?
Well, yeah, but you could have saved up to a third of the cost.
I do not need to indulge in puffling thriftiness.
Blimey, you're a funny old bird and no mistake. Tickets, please, sir.
Here.
Off to Stirling, eh?
Yes, we are.
Well, I hope you won't be disappointed. It's a miserable place this time of year. Still, there's plenty of pubs and a lovely view from the castle.
Thank you.
I don't want to worry you, but there was something familiar about that guy.
Are you sure? You're tired. Perhaps you're mistaken.
Maybe. But I didn't like the look in his eyes when he spoke to you.
wasn't he the guy that took out the guy... the guy that took out the guy in the hospital?
Can't you sit still, George?
I need to go to the John.
While you're there, check out the buffet card, George. Unthinkable though it is, I am hungry enough to eat English food.
Okay.
So that's our compartment. I guess these are supposed to be some fans, some football fans.
Hi. Having a party?
No, this is breakfast. Come on, join us, man. Away, Basha, wake up, man. With company.
His breath was like the outlet from a chemical factory.
Excuse my mate, he's taking a nap. Sleeping like a bobby. I'll wake him up when we get to Newcastle.
We passed through Newcastle half an hour ago.
And I never noticed.
What is that stuff you're drinking? It smells like gasoline.
Right, I'll put hairs in your chest, like.
And your eyeballs, too, by the looks of you. Would you like a red nose?
No thanks, pal, I got one of my own.
Have you ever seen this man before?
Aye, man, he's chalky white and I claim my 10 quid, like.
No, he's an international assassin, and he goes by the name Khan.
Well, aye, man, but I was close, you know.
Do you know what this is?
No, man, what is it?
It's a hand buzzer.
You won't catch me out with that, pal.
If I'd wanted to catch you out, I wouldn't have shown it to you, would I?
Well, maybe she's my pal, like a clever double bluff, you know.
That
See
was
you later.
a fruitful conversation.
I didn't want to wake him. To be frank, without a cold water hose, I didn't think I could wake him.
Is that a Newcastle scarf?
You went open that window, pal.
Why not?
It's freezing out there.
We probably will have to open that window, or another window. This compartment has not been cleaned up. And there seems to be nothing of interest in here.
Oh, no. That gangster creep from the hotel, Guido. Well, he didn't scare me. Hey, Buster. This is a no-smoking car. Okay, maybe he did scare me. It got worse. I suddenly realized who the conductor had reminded me of. Eklund, Marquet's murderer. door was locked. The door was locked.
Suddenly, the noises from the train are much too loud.
I really didn't want to shoot the breeze with this guy.
We can't go past them.
The door.
Leave it alone, man.
I didn't want it to be. I should have known better than to leave Nico and the old lady alone. Suddenly, the sword of Baphomet took second place to finding the girl I loved.
Wait, he loves her now? He barely knows her. So there are nothing in here.
Hey, buddy. Did you see what happened to the young woman in the next compartment?
No, Paul, I didn't. Have you lost her, like?
She's disappeared. The old lady, too. I think they're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, man. An old lady, too.
Yeah. You gotta help me.
Maybe they went to the toilet, like.
I don't think so.
You never go on their own. Always in pairs, you know.
No, she's been abducted. I'm sure. I've got to go look for her.
What's stopping you, pal?
The conductor. He's not what he seems.
You want to avoid him, like?
That's about it, yeah.
No problem.
Listen, I need your help.
What's the matter?
There's a guy on this train who's trying to kill me.
Relax, man. You wouldn't try nothing with us in Basharia. We are veterans, like. So action at Brightlingsea.
I don't recall the British Army being involved in a conflict in anywhere called Brightlingsea.
Well, you just take it from me, pal. You're in safe hands.
Okay.
See you later.
So, are we supposed to lure him here or something?
I really didn't want to. Guido looked like a weasel in a cheap suit. Guido looked like a weasel in a cheap suit. He also looked like the kind of man who wouldn't lose much sleep over murder.
So, this guy told us, like, you want to avoid the... Oh, now we can get out the window.
Do it, pal. Don't jump.
I don't intend to jump. I'm going to climb on top of the train.
You're kidding, aren't you?
Just watch me.
Yeah, that only works in movies.
Hold on there, pal. I'll give you a hand, like.
So we're going this way.
always wanted to stop the train, and now was my chance.
That was convenient.
You saved our lives, but why?
We were always on the same side, Stobart. Different causes, but a common enemy.
The Knights Templar?
Don't call them that. The real Templars were a noble foe. These barbarians have no right to that name. These men are no better than dogs.
What are the Neo-Templars after? What is the Sword of Baphomet?
Not what you think, my friend. It is a weapon, yes, but one which our enemies will find difficult to wield. A double-edged sword. A power older than Dimolay, older than Solomon.
We'll stop them. You and me together, and Nico.
No, George. My journey ends soon at the Garden of Paradise.
You're talking in riddles. Can't you tell me straight what they're after?
The sword symbolizes a colossal energy caused by the alignment of the Earth's natural power fields.
Which are focused at St. Ninian's.
The energy endowed the Templars with the power which made them great. A power which made them charismatic to such an extent they could control the will of all around them.
How did you escape from the Bull's Head?
It is a long walk from the cliff of the Bull to the village, Stobart. Fortunately, I know the ways of the wilderness.
Wait, he didn't drive out there? I mean, I presume he got back the same way he got out there, but oh well.
That is... No way.
So, I guess that's it. We have nothing else to talk about.
May Allah guide you to our enemies.
Thanks.
One last thing.
What? What is it? He's dead.
All right. Khan said that the Sword of Baphomet is a colossal power, an energy emanating from the earth that can be harnessed to give whoever controls it great power. It seems that Khan was always on our side. He did try to kill us, though. Like his sect in medieval times, he had a great respect for the real Templars, but knew that he had to stop these frauds. Now he's dead. It's up to us, Nico and me. Nico and me. I like the sound of that. Okay, nothing else to do. Oh, we can go back outside this way or outside that way.
Don't worry, I hadn't forgotten about you.
Answer me this instant, George Stobart.
I will, when I'm ready.
That's not fair, George.
No.
You took advantage while my hands were tied.
When Eklund pointed that gun at me, I thought I was gonna die. I thought of all the things I'd never get to do, and kissing you was at the top of my list.
George.
Uh-huh.
George, we've got to get off the train. Eklund could recover at any time.
So what are we waiting for?
He realizes that's assault, right? So let's get out this way because, yeah, the guy got out the other way.
I'd feel happier if we had a gun or something.
Khan gave me something.
What?
His handbag.
Oh, great. If we run into any killers, we can give them a good buffeting. Didn't he have any weapons?
You don't know the half of it. This bag's full of C4.
Wow. Why didn't you say so? Boy, we'll show them now. What's C4?
Plastic, George.
We're going to shop our way to victory?
2 kilos of plastic explosive. The detonator's broken now.
No problem. We'll buy a box of matches somewhere.
It doesn't work that way. It takes a small explosion to start the big explosion.
Well, that's not much use then. What does that sign say?
Apparently during the English Civil War in the mid-17th century, this place was used as an arms dump.
Yeah? What happened?
Look at the state of this place, George. You work it out.
Oh, stray spark?
You got it. The tower was the only thing to survive the blast.
I hope the explosion didn't destroy the Sword of Baphomet.
Do you? I rather hope it did.
She's got a point. I guess all we can do is walk inside.
I scrabbled around in the rubble and found an old clay pipe with a broken stem. The handle turned easily and the larger wheel began to revolve. Damn! Then the handle came off in my hand.
Not sure what any of that is useful for, but I guess we'll find out in due time. Okay, maybe we can stick the handle in its mouth.
I pushed the handle into the demon's mouth. No.
Can we turn it?
I was sure the clay pipe wasn't meant to fit in there. The clay pipe wasn't meant to fit in that hole. It was no good. The demon wasn't inhaling. I tried pushing the panel, but wasn't surprised when it failed to move. Above the carved cross was an indecipherable inscription. For all I knew, it could have been scribed in Gaelic. Nico?
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
Committing this inscription to memory.
Can you read it?
No.
Okay, how do you memorize it then?
Under one of the stones, I found a metal coin which was green with age.
Okay, so we have to search
It
through
was
it
caked
multiple
with
times.
soil, but what I'd found was a small cog and spindle. With mounting excitement, I felt something between my fingers. It was short, hard, and black. Something I hadn't expected to find here. It was a plastic pen top. I didn't find anything.
So we got this coin that's green.
It was an old coin. The cog was one of those objects I wished I hadn't carried in my pocket. It was a black plastic pen top.
And a cap of a pen.
It wasn't the right hole for that cog. The cog wouldn't fit the demon's nose. The cog slipped neatly into the eye socket. No.
I guess we need more cogs.
Now that the handle was gone, it was easy to remove the cog and spindle. With a rasp of metal on stone, I eased the second eye into place. The cogs all meshed. It began to turn.
Now the demon looks very, very surprised.
As soon as I saw the flickering torches, I realized the bogus Templars had beaten us to the sword. But where were they now? And why was it so quiet?
Well, there's nothing to look at or examine.
It looks like the Templars got here first.
We might not be too late. There's still a chance.
I wish I had your optimism.
So do I, George. Sometimes you're so negative.
I have the slight impression we're headed for a showdown, so I think I'll end this video here and we'll get to the showdown in the next part. So for now, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like or a comment below. Subscribe to stay up to date, and I will see you in the next part. So until then, have a good one.